Right now, this is Emilio Bucks here with Crackle Jack, and I have the pleasure of being joined here by DJ X-Ray, well-known Chicago DJ. I was chopping it up with X-Ray just a minute ago. Like, man, I was 14 years old, 14, 15 years old in those clubs, man, Hot House, and
It was safe, we
yeah,
wasn't that much old. We 94 up to 21. By that time, I'm done. We went to Alcatraz at the end of 91, 92, and so from Hot House and all that. So, we were young and we were safe. We put a
exactly,
lot of people off the street, that was in the
exactly.
culture.
What was your start like? Like, what's your origin story? Like, how did you become DJ X-Ray?
Well, I used to play music for my mom and her friends. They'd be in the front blowing their minds.
Yeah.
I just stay up late playing records, and we didn't have much here, but my godfather, that's my mentor,
Okay.
um, he would bring whatever component set or the turntables. He actually was a DJ at a bar across the street from the Henry Horner Projects. And that's
Okay.
why I started cutting my teeth at there. And I was about probably 8 years old. So this is 1981. So
Okay.
by this
Right.
time, the Hot Mix 5 on, they playing music that I like, that I know. But I'm playing these other records for my mom and my godfather and our neighbor. The DJing aspect, I say, once the Banner Lounge closed, and I think it was October, November of 1985, I can say I officially started more comprehensive DJing then. So 84, 85 was when I started DJing.
485. Wow.
Yeah, with two turntables instead of just one.
Gotcha. And
So
what were those two turntables?
I had this came from the Banner, so it was a Sansui. They both were straight arms. They
Uh-huh.
Sansui belt drive, and it was on the left side. Now I'm left-handed, but it's considered scratching my semi weaker hand. And the Sony, which was a belt drive on the right side, the mixer was a Teledyne mixer. It's funny, you go to a hotel, you see the Teledyne sign in the shower. These are the people that made my first mixer.
Wow. That's
Uh,
crazy.
First Radio Shack. So
Do you remember what was, or is there a gig that felt like, okay, this is my first real gig? I got two turntables in the mixer. Like, do you have a recollection of what like you would consider like your first DJ
uh,
gig
it's
was?
well, actually I would say it's three firsts. The first one I played on 12s. I think this is 87. I'm 30
Okay.
at the time of 14, coming out of grammar school. And it was at a car wash named Tom Thumb. They actually had a space where, I think he didn't have no machine, just had people wash. Trying to give back to the community. He actually was a tree trimmer that had some money that had him a car wash. So I'm going to go down there and play, and they had the 12s down there. So
Oh, okay.
I know what I'm doing, and I got these big old turntables with all this resistance. I'm thinking I'm gonna wheel these around.
Right, right.
Nah, they had pushback. They had resistance.
Like, oh, this got an engine in it. Right, right.
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 And they just kept on going. I'm trying to control. I'm losing all control. So
Uh-huh.
I was promised some money. Even though I bombed, I tanked, I sucked, all that good stuff. But I was promised some money, and the guy didn't pay me. So I went home, and I told my old man, and my old man hung at the bar with a DJ that was supposed to pay me, and he hung out at the bar where he worked at. So me and him, we marched down there. We marched back to the place, and my old man, he, wasn't much, but very, very cool, very reserved. He told him, my son said you didn't pay me. Now this guy now he bagging up and about to run over stuff,
Right, 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 right.
no, Ray, no, Ray, no, he big Ray, of course. No,
Uh-huh.
Ray, it ain't like that. My son said he didn't pay him his bucks. you know, and I'm standing there like, yeah, you ain't pay me my money, you know, but
Right,
I'm
right.
and kind of scared for some reason. I don't know why. So he gave him like $30 or whatever, 25, $30, you know. I don't even think I got all the money or whatever, but you know, that's you know,
You got something. Yeah.
second first, um, my neighbors down the street, the sister, and we loved her because she had, you know, she's bottom heavy, you know,
Right.
loved us some Chris, we still do. But she had I think it was her birthday party. So I saved for I every time my birthday comes around, I say she gave me my start, you know,
Okay.
this 86 actually. But I was on a pair of SLB ones or some Scott's turntables. I think it was their turntables. Then I wound up with a straight arm technique from one of my partners, one of my early group partners, and I still had that Sony. So you know,
Okay.
piecing it together as they came, as stuff broke or whatever.
Yep.
And Chris party was a, you know, one of my first off the block parties.
Got you. Yeah,
So
I remember the first set that I spun on. I only had pitch control on one turntable. So the other one was just like, all right, well, I'm gonna just, you know, cut or just slams on this one, you know what I'm saying? But
dropping and slamming it's his own art if it's on time. If
yep.
you know that's how they blend now. But
Yeah, basically, right. I don't know if, yeah, a lot of the young guys don't really even blend no more, you know.
I think the crowds now got ADD or something, and
Mhm.
you know, it's their attention span, you know, and not to put that out there like that, their attention span is just not that long.
It isn't. It isn't, you know what I mean? It's
Bird,
different. The audience, the ears have changed completely.
yeah, I mean, it's we don't want to call it evolution, but that's really what it is. This is what this game is evolved to.
Yeah. Yeah, evolution isn't always, you know, what people would consider positive. It's evolution is it just changes.
Yeah,
You know, it's an opinion whether it's good or bad.
right. So here's the thing called de-evolution also.
True indeed.
That's what we're facing. And it's a matter of opinion. What people love, we may hate, and vice versa.
Hmm.
You know, so I come to be a little bit more acceptant, you know, but I just want the crowds to have balance. You know,
Right.
that's
Right.
so balance to me is everything when it comes down to music because there's so much. And it's a lot that's being ignored because there's no real balance for it. Radio does
Yeah.
not going to support it. And if they're going off that at YouTube, they can find what they want on YouTube. So, you know, they can go straight to it. You know, and then in the other,
Exactly.
you know, engines and vehicles and stuff, they can pretty much find what they want. But when you're playing for the masses or even a small crowd, we had to run so much music. That's why we came into parties with no. I carried 8 crates. It might have been all I had, but I took all 8 of them. You know, and you didn't know. We didn't know which way the party would go, but we had to be prepared for it.
I mean, yeah, because just when you think, oh, I don't need these records for this crowd, you get there and you like, damn, I should have brought those records. Like, so how did you, you know, then there only had 2, 3 DJs at the same 2, 3 DJs, yourself, Tone, and Reno
Right.
was
Well,
the only them there DJs I ever remember.
it was mainly their faction. Um, and a lot of people don't think or know, but I would say 80 to 90%, 80% of them they were actually from the west side. You know,
Reg.
they was from high first, you know, everybody thought we was from New York.
Mm-hmm.
But then it comes so you know, when the ones that we knew that did know us when they started to move around, they thought we were from Hyde Park. So man, my guy don't drive. I don't make it to Hyde Park, you
Right.
know. But
So how did you meet those guys and end up like connecting with them, being one of their main go-to guys?
it was, you know, it was the word of mouth. I was already doing parties in the hood and everything. And I guess, well, mainly, and this guy doesn't get the recognition that he does. I was in a group named Sinister from 1989 to 1994, I believe. Our last sessions were I had there. So 88 Metaphors, who was the father of Speed Knots. This is before they became Speed Knot Mobsters.
Speed Knot Mobsters. Okay.
So 88 Metaphors, and that's my guy, Roy Jones. I'll put his name out there. We went to Taft High School together.
Okay.
We were the B-boys of Taft. You know,
Gotcha.
they started coming in little by little. We get 1 or 2 a year, you know. So we met in the lunchroom. We graduated together. So over our terror town, you had Snake Rock, you had Taco Bobski, you had Clado from them there. That's super in. 88 Metaphors, or our guy Rashawn, or I forgot what his rap name would have been because he changed it so many times. I forgot what the only demo he did. I got it on that fuzzy tape. But he took me to Clay's crib. We sat in the attic. My man X-Ray, he get busy. You know, that's how it went back. X-Ray, X-Ray, he get down. It's like, I think I heard a Ray over off the avenue. Say, yeah, I'm from Chicago Avenue. So we went over there on, you know, on Carol, talked to him, you know, and it's like, okay, we'll try you out, you know, on the next party. We already through the last one, we'll try you out. So I got in, I think it was the end of 91 or the beginning of 92. And things were just forming, but I kind of found out there was a history beforehand, before I got on. I would say, now Reno and Tone, they were the them their DJs. I became one, but of course we imploded by the time that happened. So they had set up this little subpar group of dyslexic. We were supposed to, I guess, graduate to become Darians. So,
okay.
Right. So I didn't conform to a lot of things. And I wasn't anti everything. My group kind of was. They didn't get along with too many of those guys in the group. So I'm in the, like, hey, man, this is the shine, this notoriety. We got to get in the studio and make this stuff right so we can get up and get the stuff played some kind of way, HBK, UR, something.
Right.
You know, and by that time, we were getting grown, having kids, and and this or whatever, you know. But that was the thing, like 94, when them there was, like I said, we imploded by then. Everybody started going their separate ways doing the thing.
Right.
So it was really just word of mouth and just taking a chance on me.
Man, so like coming out of that era of like carrying those crates, like my guys, they used to call my crate, they used to call them the hand herders because their hands would be hurting how to carry them. So like, at what point did you make kind of not like a complete jump, but like start transitioning into the digital world? Whether did you start with CDJs, or did you kind of hold out and go straight to Serato?
I was working at Dr. Wax in Edgewater. That was my house.
Okay.
So I had Park when it was getting closed. When Charles left, it was Dusty Groove. I wound up out there with Dwayne. Shout out to Dwayne. Got Sam Greenberg, you know, Papa Bear crew. But by that time, I bought one CD. Now I had a CDJ before that. This was like 2000. About 2000. I was at a club over here on Chicago Avenue. And I had this Gemini. It was like a box in the top. It was a top load that you hit the button, spring up like this or whatever. I mean, real primitive.
I remember those. I didn't have them, but I remember them. Yeah.
It was one of the first ones. The pitch would just, you know, if you leaned into it too deep, it's like you cut the CD and all that. You know, so yeah, it's real primitive, no features at all, just play, pause, pitch. You know, that's it. You know, top load boxy Gemini. So somebody wound up with that. I don't know. About we had, who was that? Was it Aesop Rock or him or the other white dude from the underground? We had him at the store. I think it was Aesop Rock or Atmosphere, one of those guys. And I bought a CDJ that day for the in-store, but I know I needed one. So I had these Axis ones from Newmark.
Okay.
Like they reminded me of that belt drive turntable. Took them back. Of course, I got store credit, and I bought the Axis 9. So I only bought one. I had one at the time, and I just loved it. I love all it had the built-in features. It did a whole lot. I played on that thing. I ain't do no work that day. I played on that thing all day.
Nice.
That and of course I had kept the set turntables up at the store. So I had the turntables scratching, the players' music and all that. I had the CDJ also. So I would go back to that and play stuff and echo it and do this, whatever, play with the effects up until it was time to close. So that was about 2002. I went with the CDJ. Then I got another one and I played with them. That to me was one of the most difficult eras in this, because I couldn't leave the turntables alone, but I had more vinyl than I had CDs, and I have a great CD collection, if I say so myself. But playing the stuff that when I come back to the hood, I'm back to to the crib or just anywhere, any hood USA, I'm working in Edgewater, but the bootlegs are popping over here. Mm-hmm. And by the time I got the official album out over here at the crib, they got a remix with Busta, Wayne.
Right.
And it's hot. I'm playing the original Pastor Cavassier at the Rose on Madison. And the guy, he was like, "Oh man, not that version, no, man."
Right. We want the Puffy Pharrell one, right. Whatever. Right.
I'm like, I ordered it, it didn't come in. Give me a week, But I ran into difficulties trying to keep up. And if I didn't run into somebody at the corner, the gas station, somebody selling CDs, I was stuck.
Right. That's interesting.
Then I had to carry this stuff, so I got 2 cases of CD. I got a CD book. I got at that time probably I shortened my cases down to 5. I got 2 CDJs, 2 turntables, mixer, speakers, nothing's powered. Right. So I got all this stuff to do a party, and then by that time, the DJing thing was starting to kind of open up, so we had to go down on the prices, just to compete. So when I was getting $200, $300 for a house party, I was charging per floor. 3rd floor, your nephews are gonna carry this stuff upstairs. I'm watching who's drinking, so I don't get stuck carrying stuff back downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I got that money, but the more stuff I had to bring, the less I would get, because it's like.
So at one point, you were bringing your CDJs and your turntables.
Yeah, I couldn't exit and go straight CDJ. By the time that happened, now and of course going into the next phase, which is the digital, as we said, the Serato, the Tractor, and all that. That's 2009.
Mm-hmm.
So at that, and I fought it at first, because I'm still buy records,
Still, you got the crates. I see them.
It's just a portion. I still got.
Man, I know you got some
man,
killers up in there.
Think of what I wanted to play Sunday, but
oof,
it was. Yeah, about the I bought a laptop from my ex-girlfriend. I'm thinking, buy a laptop. Not knowing it had to have these certain amount of specs on it, had to be at this speed. Right. Told it to my friend, I went and got I still got this old raggedy dinosaur downstairs, and it's slow as hell, but I still have it. But I bought that in the PC around the same time, just to have something in the house. I knew the CDs were coming. So yeah, about 2009, my last great tax check, and ran out and got it. I'm looking at the box right now because I just sold a mix. I had to hook the box back up. So around that time, yeah, and things I was ripping a lot of my CDs. That was my advantage to have more than what the average person was having. Then
Gotcha.
we trading this, we trading that. They got that James Brown, they got that old stuff. So yeah, hey, all JB you can stand, I got it.
Right on.
Rap CDs and R&B and timeless slow jams and all the other stuff that I got.
Right on.
Course, I got it for the trade.
Yeah, so you said something interesting. You mentioned about when things started kind of opening up and then your prices went down because one thing, like the convenience of digital was cool, but then it really opened the market up to more DJs because frankly, it was easier. You know what I mean? Especially when Serato hit, it's just became, there's way more DJs now. I mean, like, hell, everybody's can DJ now. Like, so what are your, like, you have any like feelings or thoughts on like kind of the influx of, I'm not trying to put you on the spot and how you
So
shitting on nobody, not
I have to say it like this, and it's the truth. I have a love-hate relationship for it. I had a small class for a moment. If it can keep this kid out of trouble, like it did for me.
mm-hmm.
If it can get this girl a sense of personality, like it did for me. I mean, I was, like Prince Paul said, I wasn't no jock, I wasn't no thug, I wasn't no brainiac. I was an average kid that liked music. Frail body couldn't compete in the sports like the RZA say with the grade niggas. And I was like that big.
Right on.
Pocket on a windy day, But
yeah.
The influx of it is disappointing to me on the other hand of it, because clout is being chased immensely. They're just, when I say everybody named mamas a DJ, literally.
Literally.
And it's like some, it starts for a lot of us start off as a hobby. I knew this is what I wanted to do way back when. For a lot of them was even born.
Yeah. Right.
Or the older ones that finally decided this is what they want to do. And the audiences are to blame on encouraging a lot of this bad behavior music. It ain't just the DJ. We blame you playing all that goofball stuff. Like you playing all this, that, or whatever. Like it's not always that. It's mainly you got an audience that supports it. So,
right.
And if we say, "Hey man, I don't know about we hate."
Right.
We're hating on them. It's like, no, we hate what you playing and how you playing it.
Right.
Come over here. No, Miss Lane, I'm not gonna rub on your booty and nothing like that. But come over here and get this practice.
Right.
Everything else, then later we like each other like that. But come get this practice so you can tighten up. And my main thing is, when it comes down to DJs, have your own style, sense of style, your own style, period. Even if you're influenced or mentored by these people, have your own sense of style. And it may be in your selection. It may be in your approach, your technique. Whatever can separate you where they know it's you when they playing. You ain't got to use your voice. Because a lot of times we didn't have to. I'm just not long, and it's after a while and after a couple of drinks, getting on the mic saying something or whatever, besides happy birthday, and somebody got to move their car at the parking lot, they blocking somebody in.
Right.
It used to be Tanika, your mama got the door.
Your mama at the door. Oh man, I remember that in the parties. Like, yo, Your mom's was bugging at the door. You better get out there.
Sometimes at the big parties we were doing, somebody's mom would be at the door.
I remember, and everybody be like, "Oh, like your mom's out there."
This girl that snuck out the house, and
I remember that a number of times. Like a DJ get on, like, "Yo, your dad's here. Your ride is at the door." Like, because we was young in them parties, you know what I'm saying? So it was like,
girls, you know, they the action wasn't at school. The action was at the party.
yeah, for sure.
The guy that they sweet on, they want to see him at this party.
At the party.
They snuck out to go, you know, and it's your mom at the door.
Your mom at the door. She not happy. She about to shut it down.
You interrupted our party.
You know? Yo, that's crazy because I never even remembered that until you just said that, like, and it just came back to me. Like, yes.
It's parties before that, just here around the hood because it was the same thing, you know. And the ones that actually had mamas actually gave a damn, they will be there.
For sure.
For a minute, but when they save time for you to come home,
time to go.
They got whoever was driving, you know, brother, uncle, father, whoever, come around and take around that party house, all that noise.
Right.
You gotta teach her ass a lesson.
Right, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, we had to get them up out of there, you know, because if we weren't drinking or doing nothing crazy,
we were. That's what was crazy. It's like we were young, but we weren't. I don't even know if the bar was open. I don't like. I never even looked at the bar like thinking like go get a drink. It was
that night. Those nights, those them parties wasn't no bar, juice bar.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even.
I was 81. I was 90 when I was 18, and I drank around the house. I just knew it wasn't flying down there. We knew when somebody was off for something. They were high off weed, or they were drunk off beer, or we know they weren't messing with nothing else because the music didn't reflect that.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
Reflected it. Yeah, we knew it would be somebody that's not. It'd be a bum around the corner coming from somewhere else that would be high off something else, and we didn't really see that. You know? So by the music not reflecting it. And we escaped from that at those parties.
We was getting away from that.
Get away from it. You know, we knew what was going on, and if we partaked it wasn't there. Didn't feel
right.
Plus, you didn't have what liquor sponsor did we have? No, Al did not open the bar for us that on those nights.
Gotcha.
You know, somebody might have had some OE in their car.
Right, yeah, of course. You know, I'm sure I know there was cats probably, you know, a little pregame and in the parking lot of it. I mean,
they did that, you know.
Yeah. But even that wasn't like.
No, it wasn't the worst.
It wasn't crazy. No, not at all. Not at all.
Crazy.
So tell me, how did you get connected and with the Ghetto DJs? That's the DJ collaborative that you're a part of now. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I've been now I worked at George's Music Room. Shout out to George. In '95, I believe.
Shout out to George Daniels.
Yeah, I was working over at the store for him, and prior to that, that's the tape era. So the color tape era, and we had to teach guys how to sell their music. You know, shout out to Ray Barney because if it wasn't for him, a lot of us would not have that shot. Mm-hmm. So I put out of course, my favorite artist, James Brown. I did a James Brown mix. So it was selling, you know, sold in Mississippi. The Bishop Don Juan's nephew, he bought a ton of them from me or whatever and took them down to Mississippi. He was a hustling cat, boy. Shout out to Dorian. Yeah, shout out to Dorian. Anyway, everything, you know, on the dim desk side of things, it just really it exploded and really started to slow up, and the parties had dried up. Mm-hmm. So I was, you know, hanging out with Paul from time to time at the store, and tracks we were around each other, but didn't really do much with each other until '94. So Trax being one of, I don't know their stories. He the founder, first member. I don't get into off into that. But me, Jam and Jero from the factory and my guy Richie Groove, we had a little club over on at the old Barney's on Ogden. This was '94, I believe. Gerald's first tape was out. I think he had a record out also. So come '95, I put the mix out and everything. So it's like, okay, man, you doing some things. Actually, I got the music, man. So man, you want to join? Like, yeah. So I've been, up with them since '95. I put out a
Word.
couple of tapes, CDs, and everything like we all were doing. So I was showing. Well, I ain't teaching them new. I was showing them put out your own product, because going to this person, that person, they're investing in your art. You got to pay them. You got to pay them back. And I believe in be your own man in this thing. Everybody else is flourishing, getting their money. So Trax Man and Big Paul or Paulie Cicero or whatever name you might want to go by now. They were doing a lot of the mixes that was coming out, like Tear the Club Up, Get Your Club On, and we consider them group mixes or whatever, even though we had our own individual mixes. So it was just a collective that started off with about 10 of us. Now fast forward to what everybody's seeing now. That came about right when I was when we moved from 5225 to 5226 South Harper and Dr. Wax. George's was
Right.
over.
I remember the move.
George's is over. Dr. Wax was over. We're getting ready to be over. And I was working there. So I talked to Sluggo. They had the Violator thing going on. So Sluggo brought some CDs in. Now I was already mulling over, like, I'm gonna try to. My thing was to unite the shine, unite the city. That's why there was so many people and guys that used to play back in the day. We dusted them off and brought them in, gave them a sense of purpose. Sense of you still got this, bro. You taught me. You still got it. Let's go get this money, man. I know some people want to get married, some family reunions or something.
That's for sure.
So,
for sure, man. Shout out to the ghetto DJs for holding it down, man. So where can we hear DJ X-Ray and what's going on with you now? Like,
I mean, right now it's kind of doing more private events. That's club wise, I'm not really. We got to.
Well, nobody's doing club stuff now.
No. Shout out to my man DJ Ken. Ken killing it right now.
Okay.
He created a monster like DJ Rock. We created that monster. He came in with some terrific skills, got around us, and he'll tell you, I learned a lot from Ray and Corky and Paul, and Ken is another one. He's doing clubs here and there, so I might open up over at Bricks or Mike's or something like that out there in Berwyn. But mainly it's I've been doing a lot of some South suburb stuff like Linger. Just did that. Cypher the other day on now I'm part of two ciphers now. The vinyl cipher is with SP1 with Sunil. So I do that with him whenever he called. I'm there. He did one at Tony Nibble's record store at Homewood.
Right on. Yeah.
Right there. So the other cipher DJs group is the one under Wild Shot. So that's normally
okay.
South suburbs and everything. So
for sure, that's out my way. I'm out here in Homewood myself.
Right.
Yeah, and I had a chance to chop it up. Did an interview with Tone Be Nimble and Chogi over at that store. Yeah,
man, I got to go back. It's just I got to get in my private jet and go out there.
It's not that far, man.
Anything past 35th, I'm just out south now. So
got right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, once you go past 35th, just consider it an excursion. You on the south side now.
I'll take the plane out there.
Because what, south siders, we don't consider anything north of 31st, even the South Side, like 22nd. We were like, nah, you like downtown. Yeah.
I mean, and over here, I think we don't consider it until maybe about 35th,
Yeah.
maybe. We don't know. It's you still if you can be on 23rd and St. Louis,
You just South Loop.
right, West Side. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. And if you over on that side, I mean, if you on the other side of man, maybe Ashland or even, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm like, oh, you on the west side. Okay, yeah.
This way, if you do that, the further west you go, now you're going into your Ciceros and your Berwins and all
Cave
that.
towns and all that. Yeah, 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 for sure.
We'll call that because that's a whole other demographic. That's a whole other thing, and you know we don't have fun go with stuff. So
Hey, absolutely, brother. Well, hey, man, DJ X-Ray, man, I appreciate your time, man. And man, it was great talking to you, man. You dropped some gems, told some cool stories, man. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, sir.
I'm grateful that you had me.
Man, seriously, hey, we're giving flowers here at Crackle Jack and DJ X-Ray. Well deserved, my brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, man, brother. You have a good night, and I'll let you know when this will be airing. I got one airing this weekend, Sunday, with Jeff the Ellis. Actually, I think you know Jeff.
Me and Jeff used to play at NIU together.
Oh, you did? Okay. That's so funny because I talked to him and he's got NIU stories. So yeah, for sure.
We used to play at NIU with our guy Logical Infinite.
Okay, that's what's up.
But we used to do parties out there, and as far back as '95.
That's what's up. That's exactly what he was saying.
Yeah.
Man, it's love to hear that. Love to hear that, man.
I could really, if it's somebody you really heard of, I played with them.
That's what's up. No doubt. All right, my brother. Well, you have a good night, man. And this will air in like 2 weeks, though. But I'll let you know for sure.
All right, for sure.
My brother, thank you so much, man. Peace.
All right.